All right, sports fans, welcome to today's beautiful day. I tell you, wherever you are, welcome to the city, welcome to the town, welcome to the village meeting of sport. This is where we talk sport, nothing but sport. Welcome to Football Live Fan Podcast. And we're here today to talk about the latest transfers ongoing with every team, your players, your favorite players, where they're moving to, your coaches, where they're sweeping to and swapping to. Right now, the transfer market is hot. You know, England used to be the big boy when it comes to the transfer market with the English clubs, dishing out cash anyhow to intimidate other European teams, apart from the likes of PSG. But right now, the Saudi money is out. There's an adage that says in my place, when a man marries a new wife, the old one becomes a gist partner. So you spend more time with the new wife. And right now, everyone is talking about Saudi Arabia. The oil boys with the rich money, with the rich bag. Welcome. My name is AKPORS, but they call me King Pablo Makanaki. And today, I got my man, the OBI, the boss himself.
It's good to be here. Thank you so much. Welcome to Sports Fan Live Podcast, where football and sports lives.
All right, let me start with Liverpool. Off we go. Quick one. Liverpool transfer raised value Henderson at £20 million amid Saudi interest.
Well, of course, everybody is going to Saudi now. The big money, they are splashing the money, and of course, they are getting a lot of stars in as well. So Henderson is a player we see that might be a French player in Liverpool, considering the investments you've seen into the Liverpool midfield this summer. So, but at his age as well, of course, if you consider his age, he has won almost everything he can with Liverpool. So for me, I think it's time to go.
£700,000. That is a huge money.
Who wouldn't move?
He's at 170 currently at Liverpool.
And you're getting almost 10 times the value of that. And you have a very short time left in your playing career.
Well, there's a little issue with that transfer. The LGTB community, he used to be an ambassador for them. And right now, they are like, you can't go to Saudi Arabia where they are against the LGTB.
For me, I don't think he has a problem with that. If the LGBTQ community can raise, how much is the salary again?
700,000.
It's only 170.
Yeah, if they can raise 700,000.
Make it up to 700. Who will wear their flag and be running the thing, So Henderson, for me, he has to go and take the money. Of course, he has won everything he needs to get in Liverpool, so it's time to move. And besides, he's going to beat up with the big man, Gerrard, who has been chopping the money. So maybe Nigeria give him updates.
Turn up. Well, talking about the Saudi Pro League, there's a lot of things people don't know when it comes to the Saudi Arabian teams. And when it comes to the Saudi Arabian Pro League, there is so many things people don't understand. And especially this public investment fund, PIF, people think it's all the Saudi clubs that have the money to spill around. No. We're going to give you some information you need to hold and real tight down here in this Football Live Podcast. Now, when we talk about this Saudi Arabian League, we're talking about a very fine league when you have a team as way back as 1912, 1928, they have a football club already running, and that has to be one of the backed clubs, talking about Al Ittihad, that was founded in 1928, way back as 1928. So it tells you how long these clubs has been. But the funding thing is not being done for all the clubs in the Saudi Pro League, okay? The public investment fund is only backing 4 clubs in the Saudi leagues. That has to do with just 4 clubs, the top 4 teams, talking about Al Ittihad, Al Nassr, Al Hilal, and Al Ahly. These are the only 4 clubs being backed by this investment powerhouse, and you see them making this out of the 14 clubs in the league. That is why there was a news breaking out from the British side, the British media, that Al Ittihad, where Steven Gerrard is, and that is making an offer of £700,000 to Jordan Henderson, are struggling to raise the £20 million sign-on fee for Jordan Henderson. But it becomes a big one where you have teams like Alba and you have Al Hilal, one of the teams back. That is where Eduardo Mendy moved to. Al Hilal, he just moved there. You also have Alias Kos and Madubaru that played for Swansea, also plays in that team. So these are one of the biggest guys in that particular place. You also have Roberto Firmino also moving to that Al Hilal, also backed by the PIF also. Then you have the El Tifag, not backed by this PIF, that's Steven Gerrard's team. Another team being backed by this team is Al Hilal, where you have Odio Igalo also playing 4 times Asian Champions League winners.
Yeah.
So they are big boys. They've won their league for a record 17 times or thereabouts.
Dominating the league for a very long time.
Yeah, so they are good. And they signed a lot of players where you have Yoge Jesus replaced former Oxford manager Ramon Diaz. Has been replaced by former Benfica manager.
See, at the time, I think the UEFA, one of the UEFA executives put that call out that, the Saudi league, in fact, they are terribly affecting or taking the stars away from European football. So, and, calling for action on that. But for me, I don't think there's anything you can do about it.
Well, the stars are moving.
The stars are moving. They are playing better.
You have a lot of foreign players.
A whole lot.
Koulibaly just moved from Chelsea. You have Lazio midfield.
Koulibaly that said he wants to go and make money. During the interview, who asked him, "Why are you moving?" He said he needs the money.
Exactly.
He didn't hide it. He's an African player.
You need the money. You need all the money you can get.
Empty.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Chelsea and Premier League and everything. Champions League.
Yeah.
Will he take Champions League trophy to his village?
No.
No money.
Oh, well, they have a lot of them there. You have Ruben Neves also in that particular team. Koulibaly joined. Seraj Miklovic also. Savic is also there.
Yeah.
Also striker.
For me, the Savic news that is the daybreaker. What is Savic going to Saudi to do?
Hey.
A good player that should be heading to Man U, Man City or any...
Well, they have a lot of them there. You talk about former Porto striker Musa Mariga. He's also in that particular team. Former West Brom playmaker Matheus Pereira is also in that team.
Yeah.
You also have winger Andre Carello from Watford is also in that team. The Al Ittihad, the reigning champions, backed by the PIF, also has the money with the inclusion of Karim Benzema in that particular team. Then you also have N'Golo Kante also in that particular team, and you also have Jota from Celtic.
Yeah,
that particular
Jota that should definitely be moving to Premier League. I wonder why Jota,
25,
with his talent and skill, moved to Saudi.
Well, Hagazi, you remember Hagazi during the West Brom era? He's also playing in that particular team. Then Igor Coronado, a Brazilian midfielder, very wonderful player, is also there. Yeah, you also have players through there. Anasa, well, the likes of Marcelo Brozovic.
You should start with Toto now.
Brozovic, I was thinking will come to the Premier League. No. Well, Brozovic, Anasa is also being backed by the PIF.
Yeah.
And you also have Cristiano Ronaldo there. Gonzalo Martinez is also there. Talisca from Brazil is also there. Then you have Kona.
I've not really seen them make a lot of moves this summer.
No, they didn't. I think they only acquired
probably Ronaldo's huge wages.
But is it Ronaldo? Well, maybe Ronaldo. They've used the home. I think what the PIF did was they gave every club their budget.
Yeah,
right. So
probably
okay, these 4 people, we're going to give all of you $500 million or 500 million pounds each
to spend
in
wages and
your players and everything you want to do. Do what you want to do. I think Anasa calculated the 2-3 years contract they won with Ronaldo, 177 million pounds a year. That is a huge amount.
That's huge.
After that, I think they couldn't bring in any other star player, so they went for the likes of Brozovic and Ziyech was also supposed to join.
Yeah, he failed
medical. Second time he's failing medical. Right now, but it calls for questioning. Well, and that becomes a little bit confusing. You ask yourself why he's failing medical.
But you see, the thing here is this. I think the Saudi league, Saudi Arabia as a country, they want to really turn their league around.
Yeah,
and also
they are targeting to host the World Cup.
Yes, I think that's the major thing is the World Cup bid. So for you to warm up before the World Cup, you need to also show that you're a footballing nation. And that's by bringing in stars. And what you see by next season is that you'll be seeing a lot of coverage.
Yeah,
you'll be surprised.
I think they're already gaining publicity. They're already gaining publicity massively. And I think it's
had it been the Messi worked. Messi, the proposed Messi move, which later didn't go through, and Messi went to.
I think they calculated the wage and calculated their funding.
But I was really hoping because if that happened, that means if there was a derby. Of course, we moved from how we used to see it in Spain.
Yeah, to
the Clasico to
Saudi Arabia.
So it would have just been fantastic.
But the truth is,
in Saudi,
I think Messi has done all he can for football. Man just want to leave the Jaye Miami. Just want to enjoy Miami.
For then, is anybody stressing Ronaldo? Nobody.
Nobody is stressing Ronaldo. But you know, when you go to a league where Ronaldo is, like Messi is in America, like he was in PSG. Messi didn't score up to 20 goals in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
There is no pressure. Nobody is comparing anything. Nobody is disturbing Messi. When you hit up the fans of Messi, they tell you he has done everything in football.
And even won the World Cup.
So why
they were criticizing him that he wasn't doing much in PSG?
So what do you want him to do? Why the PSG fans were booing him that he's just earning a bogus salary and doing nothing? But if Ronaldo happens to have been in France, there would have been comparison. There would be a reason for Messi to want to start working hard to.
I think that was the same thing Ronaldo faced in Man U. You know, expectations from the fans.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the things that built up to his exit from Manchester United.
All right, let's go to other transfer news. There's so much going on in the transfer windows. Like we're saying, while you're still following, don't forget to follow our social media handles. You're on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at
Sports Fans Live Podcasts.
Don't forget to follow and share and comment. Let's take you down to Arsenal. Arsenal have completed £88 million deal for Ajax Timber. A good deal, you say?
A very good deal, because last season, Timber has been one of the fantastic players in Ajax. And last season, he was the priority of Erik ten Hag at Man U. But I think he got advice from the Dutch coach who advised him not to move to Manchester United. So Timber couldn't move last season, but this season, for £38 million as well, I think is a big steal for Arsenal. And considering that Arsenal already has very good defenders, it's going to be a very good addition. Solid transfer, I must say.
Solid one, I think so. He's built well, energetic, not that skillful, but very, very good. And very strong.
Very strong.
Very intelligent player. Well, Kane is also having a Bayern Munich talk deal with Danny Levy right now. From the feelers we're getting from London is that Danny Levy is going to offer Harry Kane a package that includes a job after the footballing career, like an ambassadorial deal that's being offered to legends in a team.
Well, whatever.
Should that convince Harry Kane to stay?
That shouldn't.
But there's another conviction, you know. A lot of British players, England former internationals, have been saying Harry Kane should remain in the Premier League so that he can break the Alan Shearer's record. He's 43 goals shy of it.
43 goals is 2 seasons.
Yes.
And, you know, while others will be winning trophies, a man will be known, a very good player as Harry Kane will be known for shattering Alan Shearer's record. That, for me, is not significant enough, because this is an opportunity to go and win the league. Bayern will definitely win the league next season. And Bayern is not a team that exits the Champions League in the group stages. Of course, they're definitely going to be in the finals or the semi-finals or the quarterfinals. And then plus other cups and other trophies that go with it. So, and besides, I don't know why Levy is being so attached to Harry Kane, as if Tottenham will go into extinction if the young man leaves, and he's been selfish.
Yeah,
and I even question Harry Kane's ambition.
Yeah,
how would you stay in a club and Manchester United will come and for some years, Chelsea for some years, Manchester City? Do you know that Harry Kane would have been a treble winner
this season
if he was just this bit ambitious?
Yeah,
you know. Man City came for you. Man City played an entire season without a striker, waiting for Harry Kane
to make up his mind,
to just say yes. Make the push. Hand in a transfer request. Is Danny Levy offering him a job after his footballing career? He's a British striker. He can get any job he wants. He doesn't need to work for Tottenham. If he retires tomorrow, he can start up with players is even better than managing clubs. So what does that mean? His future is not in doubt if he wants to be a pundit, like you see Ferdinand and the rest of them. So the jobs are there. It's not like Africans. That's why my brother Koulibaly said, I beg, make I chop this money. Because he knows once that is done, he's not coming back to this.
All right, you're talking about moving to Bayern Munich.
He should move to Bayern Munich as a matter of
where trophy is guaranteed.
Because he doesn't have anything. He don't have anything for England. With England.
Don said something that he should move to Bayern, play 2-3 seasons. That takes him to like 34. He comes back to the Premier League. He can still score 20 goals in the Premier League.
A mid-table team and do his thing.
15 goals. Yes. Play 3 seasons.
If he wants to play till 37, 38, there are teams that are willing to do that.
Yes.
And he can even join relegation. You saw players like Darren Bent and a lot of them play till they were 37, 36, 38.
Playing for all those.
So you use those times. Teams. But now he needs to get a trophy. So they have a legacy. There's nothing about him. He's just one good striker that came and didn't achieve anything. And he has tried with Tottenham. He has taken to the Champions League finals. He has done it, but he didn't get anything. So it's time to move. And Daniel Levy should just take the money. Or let the guy walk away, just like Mbappe is likely going to be.
Yeah.
So don't put yourself in that.
Just remain in the team. Take
the money.
Walk away.
Take the money. Take this money, because definitely I think he's trying to run out his contract.
Yes.
And when he does that, even the Tottenham fans might not even be happy.
But Tottenham Hotspur is willing to offer him in the new contract £400,000 a week.
And apart from the money, what else?
The project they are building.
Which project that you sack managers halfway into the season?
That's another point.
Which project now? If you talk about Man U or Arsenal, these are things that are building projects. You're not a Tottenham that Dan Levy will send a message to the coach a few days before the finals. And the closest he even got to a finals in recent times. So there's no project in Tottenham. There is none. You can't convince me of any. There is no project. It's just Hurricane and Son. Killing themselves.
Let's remain in this project talking about Manchester City. There is this strong from the feelers we're getting from the city of Manchester. Kyle Walker has agreed personal deal with Bayern Munich to move over to Bayern Munich in a £15 million deal that will also see Pavard coming to Manchester City. What is the drive for Kyle Walker?
Well,
he has won the Champions League, the treble, the Premier League, and everything.
So I think it's time for him to go and try something new.
Yeah,
he has.
That's the point.
He has stayed a long time in Manchester City, and for Pavard as well, very brilliant player. Okay, so give me a shot in play. In fact, I will call this is just a what do I call it? Two friends or big boys. This is a big boys transfer.
Yeah.
I make I go here, make you go here. So it's
a deal.
The two teams are at the same level, kind of.
All right, Manchester United are back on top of Andres Onana's case. Manchester United are willing to offer £43 million plus £4.3 million on add-ons for Andre Onana. Well, they closed the topic last week. They stopped talking about the transfer windows after Inter Milan were asking for £50 million plus 7.5 on add-ons. And right now, Man U reopened negotiations because Inter Milan needs money to pay for Romelu Lukaku, who tabled £26 million to Chelsea for Romelu Lukaku that was turned down.
Well, Manchester United at this moment does not have any other option apart from getting on. And of course, letting David De Gea, which I think was a very bad idea, leave on a free transfer. Onana is just the only option they have. And, trying to wrap up the transfer, of course, they had the ambition of taking him on their tour to US. But from the look of things, the new management of Manchester, or will I say the new management, of course, Eric Ten Hag, from the way he negotiates his deals during his era, he's not always in a rush to strike deals. So he will come and go, banter and go. So this might not be the end of this. Of course, I think there's just £6 million difference in valuation between Manchester United and Inter.
43 points.
So I think they'll just want to get him for a reasonable price, which is still good. Onana wants to move.
But is Onana that better than replacing with De Gea?
For me, I think in the modern game, of course, which is ball playing, everybody needs ball playing athletes or players. So the old era of shortstopper goalkeepers, of course, out of the top 4 teams, or let's say top 6 we have in England, Manchester United is one of the teams that have the keeper with the least technical ability to play So he's just a short stopper, like you see Bates, you see the old guys.
Yeah.
So he belongs to that era. These days you have keepers who who initiate
attack
by throwing the passes that are much in there so that you can switch attack quickly. And Onana has shown that he's one of the best in the world at the moment for that. But his short stopping abilities, I question
if he's up to that of the gear.
Exactly.
His reflex also.
His reflex, David De Gea is top there.
He's a cat.
The world number one man for me. So, but what I would have, before I talk about David De Gea, I think Onana is a very good deal. If they get him for less than £50 million, it's a very good deal. He's not old. He's still young enough. But Manchester United might still be needing a shot stopper because for me, with the strength of the team, Manchester United will not, at the moment, does not look like a team that will be, pressing any top team. So you still expect to see this kind of David De Gea's saves that has kept and built the defense for a long time. So will Onana be able to go in?
I think this will expose a lot of...
Definitely. It will expose a whole lot.
In the Manchester United...
When you press the team, do they have the ability? Unless we are going to be seeing the team make some strengthening, had it been they got Timber, had it been Manchester United got Timber, good. It could have also strengthened.
Yeah.
But with the caliber of defenders we have now, I don't really see Man U or Onana being that David De Gea. But unless if the team succeeds in playing the real type of football Eric Ten Hag is known for, which is the pressing game, high pressing game. But overall, the Onana deal is a very good one.
I'll just run you down some other transfer news when we get back to the talking point until of this one. Rangers striker Antonio Colac has arrived in Italy as he said to sell a deal to Parma. The 29-year-old moved to Glasgow last July from gig side Park Thessalonica, and right now is moving. Dan Casey has signed a 2-year deal with Motherwell. Still on top of that, Fulham has also turned down Mitrovic bid from Al Hilal for a £34 million deal. And they say, it go anywhere.
But I wonder why Fulham will do that, because they will I call him a young man, because he's no longer young. They should have just cashed in on him and then get some new players, that will fill in. But probably because they might be losing Willian as well. Of course, they might be losing Willian on a free transfer. So probably that's the reason why they are turning down that offer, to make sure some of the attackers are still there for them this season.
Okay. Well, before I bring you back to more talking point, let me also run you down on more transfer news. Spanish midfielder Thiago Alcantara, 32, could be set to leave Liverpool and be joining Barcelona, where he started his career. And also you have Liverpool might as well move for Southampton 19-year-old old Belgian midfielder Romeo Lavia. Fabio.
Very good player.
Yeah, strong, energetic.
Very good player.
Thiago Alcantara back to Barcelona. Busquets just left the team. A fitting?
Well,
experience?
Alcantara
of the ball?
But not available. I'm unavailable.
Don't you think Liverpool will be willing?
He's always injured. And that would be a good reunion for him. I think he will be more comfortable, because I wouldn't consider his spell at Liverpool and Bayern Munich successful.
The pace of the Premier League also.
Yeah. So I think let's see how it goes. But if only he will get fit, he's a very fine player. Very fine player. But if I don't think he will be, of course, they don't play the same position with Sergio Busquets. So you expect him to play up there. But let's see how it goes. I wish him the best. He had a very bad experience in England. He didn't
work out the way he wanted. Chelsea are monitoring the situation of Brazilian forward Neymar and could make a move for the 31-year-old Brazilian PSG forward if he decides to leave PSG. Neymar in Chelsea.
Not my Chelsea, of course.
Marketing purpose or branding.
Chelsea's transfer strategy or their philosophy is something that has been confusing to everybody. So nobody knows what Chelsea is doing. So you might as well see Neymar. Maybe tomorrow, Ronaldo will join. I don't know what Chelsea. I don't know what they are doing.
Every superstar available.
They're just selling and
And
buying.
buying.
So let's see how it goes. If Neymar comes in, and fine player anyway.
Villa also interested in Nottingham Forest and Wales winger Brent Johnson, 22, and they are also weighing Brent Johnson at £50 million. Why will you want to sell your best player? One of your best players last season, Brent Johnson, did wonders for Nottingham Forest. So why are you selling?
Nottingham Forest, they got in a lot of players. They have a whole,
And they're looking for money to avoid the fair play.
Definitely. So they need to let players leave. So it's time to mark up and check who is needed, who have options. They have options on. For £50 million is a good deal to sell. After all, they're not trying to get into the top 10 or whatever. It's just to survive again this season and see how it goes. So if you have players who can keep on running to the end of the season and you avoid relegation, why not sell and cash in on £50 million?
All right, why cashing in on £50 million? Christian Politics has just completed the £20 million move to AC Milan. AC Milan seems to be raiding Chelsea like a warehouse.
Of course, Chelsea are willing to sell for good prices. So why wouldn't you come to the bazaar and get good players? And the player of Pulisic's quality, I just hope the young man is able to, restart his, live up to his skills and, his ratings before. I believe AC Milan, they are quite ambitious on the league. You might be seeing them get close to the Scudetto or win next season. So the right transfers, I think Pulisic.
They're bringing in players.
Yeah, will really make good.
Tottenham Hotspur have joined the list of clubs interested in signing 20-year-old Chelsea and England defender, talking about Levi Colwill, who has refused to sign a new contract at Chelsea. And also, Manchester United have offered cash plus player for 20-year-old Atlanta Denmark forward Ramos Hojlund, who have rejected by Atlanta, who wants a full payment made with cash.
Hojlund.
They seem to be overrating the player these days.
Well, Hojlund is a fine striker, fine promising striker.
Yeah, he's 20.
But I wonder what Manchester United is doing
with 20-year-old.
Man, next season you'll be competing against a Chelsea that has bought everybody and sold everybody, and nobody knows what they will come out. Arsenal, I'm scared of Arsenal.
They're bringing in firepowers
and bench. You know what cost them last season was they didn't have a bench,
and this season they are stocking up.
This season they are having a very good bench. So if you're competing against Arsenal and Manchester City, and you're going for Hojlund as your number 9 striker. I wonder why Man U have refused to go in for, our own brother, Osimhen.
I think they are weighing the money, maybe because it's black.
It's there, unless probably because of the transfer. I don't think it's one season. If a player who has topped the charts in France
and in Germany,
and come on, yes, Osimhen is a natural goal scorer. You don't need scouts to discover that, and he's going to do 20 goals a season in any club he plays this
guarantee,
unless injury limits him. So why don't you go for a top 9? Halfway into the season last season, people were saying, okay, yes, Rashford couldn't do it, this person couldn't do it, even the one he brought in from on loan. The Man U needs a central figure at top 9. If not for anything, at least let's help to break that defense. You have pacing wingers who can run in, which was what he tried to do with what's his name? I've forgotten his name.
Vegas.
Vegas breaking the attack, bringing up the 5 and 6 close, and then hoping to Rashford and Sancho running to the. So why don't you get an Osimhen, who is a poacher, who is an advanced forward, a complete 9? Why don't you go for him? Splash the money so that you show an ambitious club.
Wow, Fulham are in the prayers in the mountain right now, fasting and praying, hoping to beat Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, Liverpool to the due to sign Fluminense Brazilian.
You don't need to hear the name.
No, they know.
This is like a comedy news because Fulham
is competing against Barcelona, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Atletico Madrid.
Well, it's not too bad to be ambitious. It's a dream.
It's a dream, yes.
Yeah, a dream and hope. Maybe they will give Willian some money to travel to Brazil and give the guy some back pocket cash, so the guy will forget his ambition.
Okay. Well, let's also hit you up with other stories right now. The way it is, Arsenal are saying by today the paperwork for Declan Rice will be done.
Well, a lot of people have started rumoring that deal, that Arsenal doesn't have the money to complete that deal.
And
Because-
payment they plan.
because the money they spent, I previously said it on this show that does Arsenal have the money to buy Declan Rice? And while I was saying that Arsenal bought Declan Rice, bought Timber, and bought who else? Arsenal have spent probably close to 150 or beyond this season, and that's huge and ambitious. So Declan Rice agreements completed, and West Ham wondering what's going on. Get this deal done. Let's get this money.
I think they're trying to get the initial payments.
And also, yes, go out there and do their own transfers because they really hope on selling this guy and then use it to.
Ashley Young signs for Everton.
Yeah, he signs for Everton this season. Maybe next season he'll sign for Norwich.
that was a great savage. That's the journeyman.
He does swallow for everybody.
Brazil will search for Cardiff Medical after rejecting Saudi Arabia move. He will be signing for Cardiff, his boyhood club, for 3 years deal. Welcome home.
Not a bad deal.
Yes.
It's time to go back and say hi to his, boyhood fans.
Well, there is rumors that Manchester United are willing to make 6 more signings this summer. And we hope we won't see a rush towards the end of the transfer market. Maybe. Aston Villa have completed the signing of Pau Torres from Villarreal.
Yeah, good player. But Manchester United, 6 more players to the season. Of course, Manchester. There's no Manchester United without the transfer deadline transfer. They must spend 100 million or 80 million pounds on the night of transfer. I don't know if there is somebody in the board that does betting or something. Something leads Manchester United every season to the last day. I think Arsenal have rescued themselves from that. Guardiola does his transfers before the end of the seasons, so he knows who is coming in, and he almost gets his primary players before time. But Manchester United still always go, and that's when they end up overpaying for players like Anthony, even though he's not a transfer deadline, but very close to the transfer deadline last summer. So that's when they go in and get players at overpriced rate. But now, unless probably we see the ownership situation change, because so far nobody knows what's happening there again. We're not hearing any information about the Glazer sell or with the the other buyers back out.
All right, before we call it a wrap here, let me give you a complete rundown of transfer news so far, club by club. And right now, in Kai Havertz for Chelsea, £65 million. Julian Timber, Ajax, £38 million. Out of Arsenal, Granit Xhaka by Leverkusen for £21.4 million. And also, Pablo Mari has joined Monza undisclosed. You also have Nikolai Mola, Sengalin undisclosed. Mazid Ogumbo Barrow undisclosed. Matt Smith, Wigan Athletic free. Ashley Nice released. Aston Villa, nobody yet. Aston Villa, okay, in Pau Torres from Villarreal, £33 million. You also have Rico Richard, West Brom, free. Then you have Yorin Tillesman, Leicester City, free. Then out of Leicester, you have Aston Villa, you have Jed Steer, released. Brad Young, released. Ashley Young, released. Ken Header, Plymouth, loan. Bournemouth in Justin Kluivert from Roma, £9.5 million. Then you have Hamad Traore, Sassuolo, £20 million. Then you have Romain Fevre, Lyon, undisclosed. Bournemouth is doing what I call sweep the kitchen and sweep the parlor at once. Out. You have up to 10 players: Seki Dembele, Benningham undisclosed, Ben Pearson, Stoke, Christian Saidi, Portsmouth, Jefferson Lemma, Crystal Palace, Jack Stacey, Norwich. You have Jordan Zamora on Udinese, Junior Stellas released, Will Dennis and Kilmarnock loan, and Romain Fevre, Lyon loan. Brentford in, Nathan Collin, Watford, and Romeo Beckham, Inter Miami undisclosed, Ethan Braley, and you have a lot of players in and out of the Premier League signing this season so far. For Chelsea, you have Nicholas Jackson, Villarreal, £30.1 million. Christopher Nkunku, RB Leipzig, £52 million. Kendi Perez, Independiente de Valle, £17.27 million. Matt Matthews, Norwich undisclosed. Diego Morel, Benfica undisclosed. Ish Samuels, Smith, Everton, undisclosed. Out, you have Kai Havertz, Arsenal. You have Mateo Kovacic, Manchester City. You have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, AC Milan. Mason Mount, Manchester United. Koulibaly, Al Hilal, undisclosed. Eduardo Mendy, Al Hilal, undisclosed. Cesar Azpilicueta, Atletico Madrid, free. Nathan Baxter, Bolton, free. N'Golo Kante, Al Ittihad, free. Baba Rahman, PAOK Thessalonica, free. Xavi Simons, Hull, free. Dojon Sterling, Rangers, free. Eden Wande, released. Sam Conrad, released. Prince Adegoke, released. Derek Abu, released. Tiomon Bakayoko, released. Juan Castillo, released. Henry Lawrenson, released. Jaden Wrexham, released. David Datro Fofana, Union Berlin, loan. Teddy Sherman, Louis Bromley, loan. And Charlie Webster, Haravin, loan. Chelsea alone, more than 20 players.
Yeah, they had a lot of young stars they didn't need. They had to let all of them go. So it's time to go. I can imagine Bakayoko still having a contract in Chelsea in 2023. That's amazing.
Liverpool, Alec McAllister in Brighton. Dominic Sobezela, RB Leipzig, out. Leighton Clarkson, Aberdeen, undisclosed. Roberto Firmino, free. Naby Keita, free. James Mina, Brighton, free. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, released. Owen Becks, Dundee, loan. Fabio Carvalho, RB Leipzig, loan. Harvey Davies, Crew, loan. Calvin Ramsey, Preston North End, loan. Sap Vanderberg, Mengs, loan. Race Williams, Aberdeen, loan. Few signing.
Very few signings, very slim transfer budgets. So you wouldn't blame them.
Okay. Manchester City, Spike Britt, FC Wimbledon, undisclosed. Mateo Kovacic in, just 2. Then out. Shea Charles, Southampton, £15 million. Josh McMahon, Southampton, undisclosed. Morgan Rogers, Middlesbrough, undisclosed. Sierra Slicker, Ipswich Town, undisclosed. Tere Ayemag, Middlesbrough, free. Ika Gundogan, Barcelona, free. Benjamin Mendy, released. Kian Bricklin, Wycombe, loan. Liam Delap, Hull City, loan. A lot. Players.
Yeah.
A lot, mostly young
Didn't
players.
meet up to the expectations of the club. They had to give.
Okay. Manchester United have finally released David De Gea, Phil Jones, Twanzibe, Deschamps Bernard, Etienne Grat, Leyton Orient. Most of them told, thank you for your service. You can now go home in peace. Well, finally, Riyad Mahrez weighing up the option of leaving Manchester City. Saudi.
Very good player, but of course, Saudi is home now, definitely. He's going to
a more comfort zone,
a comfort zone for him, and some as well closer to home. So I think it's time for him to leave. He has won everything he needs to get. I don't think there's any trophy that he hasn't gotten his hands onto since his great switch from Leicester City to, I think it's time for him to leave.
All right, thank you so much for being part of today's edition, and thank you so much, boss, for turning up today.
All right.
Well, join us again every 2 p.m. Mondays and Fridays. We'll be here for you on Football Live Podcast. 2 p.m. West African time, 2 p.m. Nigerian time. We'll all be here to talk sports with you.
Remember to follow us on social media, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Of course, it's Sports Fan Live Podcast. And very soon you'll be having a chance to call in and participate on the show. Thank you for participating in this edition. See you next time.
See you next time.